He pressed his lips together in a line before speaking, and I knew I wasn't going to like what he said before the words even came out of his mouth. I could just feel it. I said I'll talk to her, but that note isn't enough evidence for me to arrest her, Brighton. A lot of people around here consider Langoria a pillar of the community. She's on the town council, you know. It's possible that someone doesn't like you being here and doesn't like her leadership. She can be strict on things because she wants Coventry to stay a nice place to live. It's possible that someone was just trying to kill two birds with one stone. First of all, it sounds like you've already made up your mind that she's not guilty, I said with an exhausted huff. Secondly, are you trying to say someone might have set her up? Like they didn't like her ruling on the price of a dog license in Coventry and decided to frame her for burglary? I will talk to her, he said. If it was her, you can rest assured that I will arrest her. I don't feel assured, I said. What's going on, Brighton? His eyes softened. It almost feels like you're more upset with me than you are about the break-in. He was right, but I didn't want to admit it. While the amulet had meant a lot to me, and I wasn't sure I could afford to replace the items I'd used to make it, I was more upset about him. He'd been practically ignoring me since the night he'd almost kissed me on the porch. I thought there would be some kind of follow-up. Like maybe he'd come back and try the kiss again, or ask me out on a date. But there had been absolutely nothing. Thorn had ghosted me. I had been spending time with Remy as we tried to figure out the secrets of the cemetery across the road from my house, but that hadn't stopped me from wondering why Thorn had gotten so close and then completely withdrawn. As much as I'd tried to forget him, I couldn't. And that made me wish I could hate him, but I couldn't do that either. It sucked. I think if you have to ask that, then I probably never had any reason to be upset, I said. What is that supposed to mean? The edge returned to his demeanor. It means that you run too hot and too cold for my blood, Thorn Wilson. I don't know what kind of game you were playing when you almost kissed me, but I don't appreciate people playing with my emotions. Playing with your emotions? Brighton, I've seen how much time you spend with Remy. It's a good thing I didn't kiss you, or I'm the one who would have ended up looking like a fool. I'll let you know what I find out about the investigation, Thorn said coldly over his shoulder as he turned to leave. That's what you're worried about? You're worried about what people think? That's what kept you from me? I called after him. But he'd already shut the door by the time I got the rest out. I was pretty sure he didn't even hear it. If he did, he'd kept walking away anyway. I didn't need a man like that in my life. So why did my stomach ache so much after our spat? I'd thought about going back to bed, but I was too wound up. Instead, I waited until the courthouse was about to open and headed down to the town square to make bad decisions. The town council would be heading into their offices, and I wanted to be there when Langoria Skeenbauer arrived for work. I knew I'd never be able to see her once she was in her office, but I could confront her if I waited outside. So that's what I did. Not knowing exactly what time Langoria would get to work meant that I had to stand outside the courthouse for a while. The morning was chilly, and I kept my back to the building. A shiver ran down my spine, and I wasn't quite sure if it was because of the nip in the air or my memory of the white, ghoulish figure I'd seen in the upstairs window. The basement of the courthouse where Remy worked in the archives didn't bother me, but there was always a bit of apprehension when I took the elevator that it would mistakenly take me to the top floor and I'd be face to face with the thing I'd seen. The only thing worse would be if it showed up at my house. When I was just about to give up, because I assumed that Langoria had gone in a back entrance and I'd missed her, a black Lincoln pulled into one of the reserved parking spaces in front of the courthouse. A woman in a navy blue skirt suit with her hair in a precise updo stepped out. She had a briefcase in one hand and a coffee in the other. I'd never met